Count on Allison Pryor for your accurate weather forecast.
Okay, sure, summertime brings lots of fun in the pool, summer road trips or vacations, but you know it also can bring those pesky pests. So a great time for us to talk to Erik Gardner at Volunteer Rid of Pest this morning. Great to see you.
Hey, great to see you.
So you're talking to us from the air-conditioned comfort of the office. Your guys, however, are out getting rid of bugs and pests and mosquitoes in people's homes and yards.
That's right. They're out in the heat doing their part to keep our community safe.
So let's talk a little bit about kind of from the ground up, if you don't care, and let's start with mosquitoes, because that's a massive problem. People can often not enjoy their backyard, Erik, because the mosquitoes are so bad.
Yeah, that's the thing. For a lot of people, it's just more of a nuisance. You know, they got the itchy bites. But for other people, they're allergic to the mosquito bites. My wife, Beth, has that allergy. And whenever she's bitten, she'll get a place 2 inches across, and it'll stay with her for several weeks. So, you know, they also carry diseases. So, you know, West Nile virus, the Zika virus we heard of several years ago, just several things that can make you sick. So mosquitoes are a major problem in this area.
So y'all treat it by spraying the yard and maybe woods around your yard, if that's what you have, the bushes and things, to keep those mosquitoes away.
Yeah, and mosquitoes can travel quite a distance to feed. However, they're short distance flyers, so they don't do it all in one leg. They stop to rest many times, so they'll get into our treatment even if they come from a neighbor's yard. So we can offer 100% control with a money-back guarantee.
Okay, now from the mosquito issue, we all have heard they're attracted to water. We've had a lot of rain lately. We might dry out eventually, but if you've got a home with a crawl space and it's getting water in there, that can be a double whammy, right?
Oh yeah, it can be. They just need stagnant water. Water's just sitting there, and they can lay their eggs in it. So it can be anything from a cupped leaf, that small an amount of water. If you have gutters and downspouts that don't drain properly, and there's just a ½ inch of water in your gutters, they can be breeding up there. So when we come out, we look for those breeding sites and eliminate them. That way we can get rid of the root of the problem.
So within the company, don't you do encapsulation services as well? So if you begin coming to a home and you're seeing a continuing problem, that might be a conversation to have with the homeowner at some point.
Yeah, we see a lot of that. Most of the crawl spaces in this area don't have enough ventilation, and so they accumulate too much moisture, and that moisture leads to fungal growth, mold growth. It can damage the wood and create an unhealthy environment for your family, because that air from the crawl space can be pulled up into the living space. So we have a number of measures we can do to alleviate that, with encapsulation being one of them. And, you know, that is just one of those things. It solves the problem permanently and can even increase your home's value.
I'm sure that you like to see people kind of have you on a regular schedule, right, Erik? Because that ounce of prevention creates the cure that you're looking for.
That's the thing. When people call me and they say they have an ant problem or a spider problem, I say, well, how long do you want to be rid of it? They say forever. I say, well, you know, you would have to agree one treatment's not going to give you that. So we recommend quarterly treatment 4 times a year. We come out and treat the house and make sure they never have a problem with any of those insects.
Okay, you mentioned ants. That's a summertime problem, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I think just about everyone has ants from time to time.
Are they too attracted to water? Is that why you'll see them in your bathroom or around the kitchen sink?
Yeah, insects are like humans in a lot of ways. They need food, they need shelter, and they need water. So a lot of times your home has all the elements they need, so that's why they find it and they come in. But there are ways we can prevent that. You know, we can treat out in the yard to try to minimize the number of ant hills, and then do a perimeter treatment around the house that'll stop them from coming in.
Is it true or false that if you have teenagers that are eating in their bedrooms, which they've all done, if they leave the food, is that going to attract bugs, or is that more of a myth?
No, it will. I mean, they're constantly out foraging for food, and if they find their way into your house, and there's some dirty dishes in the teenager's room, which I happen to have right now with my 14-year-old son, that sort of thing, you know, it just, they'll find it, and that will become a problem.
Okay, what about in the yard proper? I know we've discussed the mosquitoes, but are there certain types of plants that can attract bugs? Or if you've got a tree that's near a home, would your upstairs maybe be prone to getting some bugs that your downstairs wouldn't because of pests on those trees?
You know, that's a really good question because many people have really heavily landscaped lawns and they look great, but it's just an outstanding harborage area for different insects. And especially if the shrubbery is too close to the house, they can use that as a avenue to get into the house. You know, branches that hang over the roof, or you know, the bushes are just right against the house. It just makes a really easy access point for the insects. And there are certain plants that attract ants. They produce sugary sap and things and different things from the flower, the blooms, and they will attract ants to the shrubbery, and then they will find their way into the house.
Well, everyone's going to be different, and some people who you go to service are going to just want you to come in and go out and not have a deep conversation, I guess. But for folks who want to kind of walk the yard with your guys and talk a little bit about what they're seeing, will y'all educate people on what they might be able to do besides use your services to keep this at bay?
Yeah. I mean, we always give out free advice if someone wants to call us and think of, you know, has some questions for us. We're always glad to help. Our guys will, you know, walk over the yard if we're going to do you know, they want us to come out. We can look over everything and give them an honest evaluation of what we find, inspect their home. You know, most people don't crawl under their crawl spaces. So our guys will do that. We've got knee pads and gloves and coveralls and headlights, and, you know, we can get under there and see what's going on for you.
All right, here's where you'll find him. Erik Gardner at Volunteer Rid-A-Pest right here on Lee Highway, 698-7205, online, volpest.com.
James, your car was pulling to the right.